Thank you very much, and in the interest of time, I think we go right to opening statements. And gentlemen, I will try to remember to announce the order in each case. There's no rebuttals on opening statements, but we'll follow the order as we discussed previously. And also we have the timing right over here. I'll try not to be too obtrusive, but please, in the interest of time, follow the red light and try to wrap up the sentence and thought that you had. Sure. And we'll go ahead that way. So opening statements, Mr. Monighan first, then Mr. Sanders, and then Mr. Platts. Mr. Monighan.
Hello, thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate the people in the district coming out to hear what's going on, especially the political aspect. I know it's a lot of heated things going on right now, a lot of different opinions out there. Some people are concerned with the direction our country's headed. First thing I'd like to thank also my family for coming out and supporting me. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the liberty movement in general and some of the things that I'm seeing out there as I go around and talk to individuals across the district. There's individual groups out there that I'll call it an organic movement of we the people's concerned citizens that is being comprised of all sorts of people from all sorts of walks of life across this district. For example, some of the groups are the Libertarian Party group out of York County, the Harrisburg Liberty Alliance up in the Harrisburg area, the Hanover Tea Party, which is just a newly formed group. The first meeting they had was like 50 people there. And Campaign for Liberty is another group that's been doing a lot of different things out there to support candidates and try to get the voice of the people to Washington, where it's not being heard very often. The next thing I'd like to say is the big thing that a lot of people are concerned about is the direction of our country. They're concerned about liberty, they're concerned about sovereignty, and they're concerned about our Constitution that is upheld and protected. We have to look as a people, what do we expect and what do we want for this country? What's the direction that we're going to head in? We're on the cusp, on the very beginning of what I would consider to be a technological age. And we need to make sure the legislation that's passed in the future benefit the new technologies and that we're able to use those technologies to benefit the people and the individuals in this country. Thank you.
Great. Good evening. Thank you. I'd also like to say thank you to my two opponents here on the stage. I'd like to thank the Clark Forum and Dickinson College, which, by the way, is my alma mater, so go Red Devils. I'd also like to take a moment to thank any veterans in the room today. My father is here tonight. He's a Vietnam vet. My grandfather fought in World War II. I have a great-great-great-grandfather who was in the Civil War, and records indicate that I had somebody who was involved in the Revolution as well. That service is something that has made our country what it is today, and I want to take to respect that. But my name is Ryan Sanders, and I am a 10th generation son of Pennsylvania. I grew up on a small farm near the Susquehanna River, and my father and mother, who are actually here tonight, as you may have guessed, instilled in me the Central Pennsylvania traits of frugality, respect, and a strong work ethic. Today I'm a small business owner with two small businesses. And we create or support about 12 jobs between them. I'm running for Congress because leaders in Washington, D.C. today offer too many Americans too little support, and they ignore our needs. I think Josh got on a couple of things that we're frustrated and we're tired. Like the vast majority of Americans, I'm not annoying them. And however, 45% of congressional holders and seat holders are. And they don't have to worry about their mortgage. They don't worry about their health insurance. They don't worry about their jobs. I don't think they can really represent us. I don't think they can really understand our problems and what we're going through. And that's why I'm running, because my campaign is about these issues and values that make our country great. Good government, good accountability, and we the people. Now here in Central Pennsylvania, I think we have a pretty good perspective on the government. We know what works best are the practical solutions, the effective results that address the economic needs of our nation and the moral needs of a democratic society. Balancing those needs is why we have government, and it's one of the most important parts of that. It's what protects us from our enemies while preserving our getting out, cutting the edge products, but also keeps our health care system relatively safe. These solutions are best found not by the screaming chicken littles of the partisan elite, but they're found by the sensible people who make the choices that benefit our community's long-term needs. Now, a lot of that's practicality. Why do I get excited about practicality? Because although being practical may not be generating a lot of press, this is the heart of what a good revolution is and what a great democracy is. We're here on a revolutionary campus, which was founded by Benjamin Rush and in the name of John Dickinson. And you may have heard that joke that our founding fathers created our system because they didn't want to pay their taxes. But the truth is, the founders knew there was a difference between paying taxes for needed services and being taken advantage of by the greedy elites. And these idealistic beliefs must be grounded in practical results and solutions. And that, my friends, is why I'm running. Our friends built our revolution on one idea, one practical idea: no taxation without representation. So with that in mind, my friends, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming tonight. I look forward to this debate.
Good evening. I'm Todd Platts, and I'm honored to be here. I want to thank Dickinson College, the Chamber of Commerce, the YWCA, and the League of Women Voters for hosting this forum. This is democracy at work, where you as voters in the 19th Congressional District have a chance to come out and hear from 3 candidates. I want to thank my fellow candidates for being part of this process and, importantly, for being willing to seek public office. I believe public service is a very honorable profession and something that we need more citizens to participate in the process, not less. So competition is a good thing, especially in campaigns for democracy to work effectively for you, the people. My approach in this campaign is as every campaign I've run. It's going to be a positive campaign for the privilege of serving, not a campaign against either of my fellow candidates, but for the privilege of serving you. A campaign based on issues, on my qualifications, my track record, and a campaign focused on the people. We do that in a number of ways. My campaign has all been about involving the people of this community. It's my understanding that I'm now the only member of the entire House of Representatives in Washington who refuses to accept special interest group contributions, PAC contributions. My campaign has always been and always will be funded by the support of individuals. It's also the type of campaign we run. It's grassroots, it's door to door, it's person to person. I don't believe in negative campaigning. I believe in running on my qualifications and issues and positions. Allow my fellow candidates to do the same, and then trust you to decide who you think is best to represent this district. We have a lot of challenges facing the country, and I'm an eternal optimist. And despite a lot of challenges, I know our future is a bright future because this is America, and the spirit of America is alive and well. As we've always overcome, we will overcome the challenges before us. The best role models we have are those men and women in uniform, past and present. To veterans here in the audience, our sincere thanks. You're the reason we're allowed to gather and have agreements or disagreements, to criticize government or compliment the government. But the reason we're allowed to come together and express our opinions is because of you and those who are serving us as we speak on the front lines of democracy in Iraq and Afghanistan. They and their family members are deserving of our greatest gratitude and our deepest prayers, because they are why we are free, and we must never forget that. Here at home, we have a lot of domestic challenges. I'm sure in the questions we're going to get to them. But turning the economy around and passing legislation that truly creates an economic environment that is favorable to jobs rather than unfavorable. Reducing spending, reining in the out-of-control spending we've seen in recent years. We need a comprehensive energy policy, fair trade laws. We need to be about promoting America and doing right by the American people. Not Republicans, not Democrats, not Libertarians, not Green Party, Americans. I look forward to your questions, and again, thank you for hosting us.
So the first question now in the order will be Mr. Sanders and Mr. Platts and Mr. Monighan. The candidates have 2 minutes to respond, and then we'll go through the same order for 1 minute of rebuttal if they choose. So the first question has to do with health care, and it is this. What do you see as the role of the federal government in ensuring that every American provides health coverage. Mr. Sanders.
All right, well, let's start, I guess, with the practical discussion. Excuse me. I studied international relations here at Dickinson and then also at Syracuse University, where I got my master's degree. One of the issues we focused on there was development, and that is international development, meaning what brings a country out of poverty. And this is what the studies found over the years. Access to clean water, stable food supply, good jobs, and healthy families. Healthcare, let me put it that way. I mean, jobs, healthcare, and education are the keys. If you don't focus on those three things, you cannot function as a society. And if you're sick, you can't work. If you're sick, you can't go to school. So at the end of the day, we need to remember, healthcare is probably the most important part of what the government's job is, to make sure that everybody has equal access to good healthcare. This isn't about socialism, it's not about communism, it's not about those sorts of government control of any sort. It's common sense. It's plain and simply, you take care of the basic needs, and that's all we have to worry about. That's where we win as a community and as a society. This is what makes our country richer, makes us stronger, and makes us more effective as a community as a whole. If we don't do those things, what do we get? We get people who are sick, uneducated, they become desperate, they steal, they cheat. They're the type of people that Rush Limbaugh loves to hate. And until we address these concerns, that's what we're doing a service to the community as a whole. This is why ensuring costs and putting under control healthcare costs is probably an essential thing for us to be talking about right now. But instead of offering solutions, Mr. Platts is unfortunately asking to return to the time when in 2008, before our healthcare law currently passed, 40 million people without health insurance. I want to go where pre-existing conditions never happen again. We need to address costs, we need to encourage practical use of preventive medicine, as well as a number of other things, but we know we're out of time. So I'm sure this is something we can have again today.
Mr. Platts.
Thank you. I'd say what the government's role is and what it is not. And it is not what was passed in March of this year, where it's about the federal government deciding for you your health care decisions. It's about working to create an environment where every American has access to affordable, quality health care by empowering you as individuals, empowering the private sector. Instead, what we did is pass a piece of legislation that empowers the federal government, takes control of your health care decisions away from you and gives them to Washington. It takes the cost of health care, instead of reducing it, as was promised, and increases it. The CBO numbers tell us $2 trillion over the next 10 years when fully implemented. The deductions today, 7.5% of your adjusted gross income before you can take a health care deduction. We increased that. Congress did. I voted against it. To 10%. Health savings accounts, pre-tax money that you can use in health care. Today, you could set aside up to $5,000. As of January, $2,500. The president got it right when he made the pledge. If you like what you have, you get to keep it. That's America. You decide. Unfortunately, the bill he advocated for, and Speaker Pelosi and Harry Reid forced through the House, took away that right and didn't allow those who like what they had to keep it. 4.8 million Americans are going to lose their health care insurance that they've chosen, Medicare Advantage, because that program is going to be stripped of its fund by this health care bill. We need to be about lowering costs, health savings accounts, association health plans, medical malpractice liability, and tort reform. Yes, I voted no on what was put before me because I wasn't allowed to have a vote on what we were in favor of in place of it. So yes, I favor repealing the health care bill that was passed and replacing it with true health care cost reforms that will benefit every American and empower you, the citizen, to decide. You know what's best for you, much more so than government and Washington knows what's best for you. Thank you.
Mr. Monighan?
One thing that I understand is that nowhere in the Constitution does it delegate the powers of the federal government to regulate health care. Under the state constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, those things are obtainable and it should be done at the local level, not the federal level. Some of the solutions that would benefit and make it better for each individual to have health care would be free market solutions, deregulation, and just